What a quick way to ruin your reputation. Helldivers 2 got a huge influx of negative reviews because you need to have a PSN account to sign in to play Helldivers 2. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to make a PSN account, right? Unfortunately, PSN got breached a lot and is only available in 69 countries. There are like 100 plus countries that don't get the same privilege. Why did they do this? A lot of the blame goes to Sony. They also sneakily changed their website so that it says some game require PSN. I believe when the developers say that they didn't want this. Like, what kind of moron want to restrict your game to only 69 out of 190 plus countries around the world? Regardless, Helldivers 2 has turned from a lot of people's game of the year into a game that everyone hates, while Sony continues to be a scummy company that gets hacked almost every year by this point. The reception is so universally negative, Sony had to backtrack. Win to the gamers, L to Sony. Helldivers 2's PSN requirement is causing a massive controversy that thankfully has been reversed, but apparently it's caused by one specific group of people. Way to blame something totally unrelated.
Stop hacking and pirating games on PC and maybe you won't need an account on almost every publisher's games.
Helldivers 2 is a multiplayer game, so you're gonna have to sign in anyway. The issue is requiring a PSN account for PC gamers. Before all this, you don't have to. This just means countries that don't have PSN will get screwed. I don't understand how pirates have anything to do with this.
That's not true, and you can choose any country and make a new account anytime.
PSA, don't do this because it's a TOS violation and they will ban your account. Then again, Helldivers 2 is already taken off of Steam stores where PSN doesn't exist, so you still can't play the game anyways. That is, until they backtrack the whole thing. It's a huge shame for Helldivers 2 and everyone who loves them. I'm starting to hate 2024 in gaming because there haven't been a lot of stuff that make me want to play them. So, how about we go back into the past to play the great games that kick ass?
Go back to the past. Look inside. Crappy games that suck ass.
How dare you talk about the past like that? The past is filled with amazing games that would kick a lot of new games today. Okay, for real though, this is just the lyrics for the AVGN theme song that somehow a couple of people completely miss because they haven't seen AVGN. Don't know why, you absolutely should. I bring this up because a lot of people look at the past with rose-tinted glasses. The past works the same way as the present, as in, like Sturgeon's Law, 10% greatness with 90% garbage. And yes, there's a lot of garbage in the past you might as well completely ignore. The Atari 2600 is a classic console, but please, play Space Invaders or Pitfall rather than E.T. or Video Chess. That game is a genuine visual hazard, even on YouTube. If you're curious to see it, you've been warned. The great thing about going back to the past is that the past is often cheap, or even free. This is one of the reasons why PC gaming reigns supreme. You don't need an expensive PC to play games because you can play classic games using emulators and using old PCs or even laptops. You hear that, console peasants? You don't need an expensive PC.
Because to be worthwhile, a PC needs to be expensive. Nobody ever recommends going cheap with PC.
That is a blatant lie if I've ever seen one. Everyone recommends you go as cheap as you reasonably can with your first PC. I started with an HP mini laptop and that still plays classic games well, to this day. The only reason why you wouldn't want to go cheap is if you're only buying new games and you want to play the highest graphics and frame rate. I feel like a lot of console peasants think that PC is better than consoles, only at performance and graphics per game rather than, everything else.
Why would anybody go through the efforts of research and assembly to get a PS5 equivalent machine when you can just, get a PS5?
Because the PC has a vast library of games that span generations that are better than a PS5, and it can play games that are not even made for their platform using emulators, also mods, and adult games. Great pluses. Seriously, the PC is the only platform where you can play classic visual novels. One of those is Tsukihime, and boy, we got a hoopla involving that. It's weird how in the context of the Nasuverse, I'm not a huge fan of their more mainstream titles like Melty Blood for Tsukihime and Fate Grand Order for Fate, but I read the original visual novels for both. I love them. The Tsukihime visual novel is gonna have a remake alongside Fate as well. But the problem is the Tsukihime remake is tainted by Sony, who decided to make graphic modifications to 2 pages of the art book on the PS4 version, but not the Switch version. The Switch version will have it completely unaltered. Why? I don't know why, but I think Sony's just being Sony again. It's even more baffling when you find out that Aniplex is owned by Sony. With this news in mind, you can buy the Switch version or stick to the original Tsukihime. It's still good. And there are 18 plus content too if you're into that. Oh yeah, the remake only has the route for 2 characters at the moment. The original has all 5. Keep that in mind. Loads of stupidity on the gaming front, but before we get to even more stupidity, I just want to say a huge thanks to all these wonderful sponsors. You're all fantastic. If you want to see your names among these legends, then check out the links down below, just $1, and you have supported this channel a lot. Seriously, thank you so much. And now, let's get into other video game outrage. This is embarrassing. There's a game called Farm Folks that asks the players about the perfect breast jiggle physics. This tweet got ratioed in the quote tweets.
Does anyone want to see what 150% looks like?
Damn, that's actually a pretty base question. Shame that it got canned and they have to apologize. The vibe of this apology reminds me of that video of GTA 5 where you insult random NPCs, they insult you back, then once you pull out the gun, they immediately went,
I want to apologize.
No one is pleased by this apology. It is so bad, even the people that hate jiggle physics find this apology bad. So congratulations, you are so bad that you made people that love and hate jiggle physics unite against your stupidity. Also, if you're gonna make your social media apology, at least have more contrast between your paper and your text. What is this unreadable garbage? It's like the paper's halfway finished through manufacturing. It's a bad looking apology and a bad apology too. Epic fail. To all the female gamers and male gamers that got offended by the jiggle physics on the boobs, I don't mind a dick and balls physics too. Here's an example of that, but let me provide context. Please don't insert yourself in controversies if you can't handle the feedback. This comic depicts... Okay, how obvious does your straw man have to be? The blonde white guy with a red hat? I wonder who that's supposed to be. Nice touch on the stiffy though. We need some jiggle physics on that. So, there's a sexy video game that proves that the woke mind virus must be seething. Well, I don't know about the woke mind virus, but loads of people are seething over video games that look like this. I documented a lot on this channel. But then it got censored and now he's going to crap himself to death. Censorship is censorship no matter how small or little it is. Just because it's not significant doesn't mean it's not censorship. People can make whatever decisions they like if the stuff gets censored. It's their money, but more importantly, even when flaccid, this guy's still rocking a stiffy. This is a garbage comic, and the fact that you protected your account shows that you shouldn't put yourself in any part of this conversation. Yeah, that comic is in the context of the Stellar Blade censorship, which we might as well get to since we're here. We are still not running out of Stellar Blade discourse.
Thank you for admitting this is about objectification.
Well, yes, she's a fictional character. She's an object. Why should we treat her special?
What's the content of a video game?
I don't see how that is relevant. It has fiction, things that are not real, unless said otherwise.
You can't just say, artistic representation is not itself the thing it represents, therefore no one can claim the representation is reflective of what is being represented. That's ridiculous.
Yes, I can, and that's not ridiculous at all. Artistic representation is not the thing it represents. It's called artistic license. It's like how Hollywood hacking is different to real-life hacking. Anything that comes from fiction should never be treated the same as their real-life counterpart. Anyone who does so is an idiot and should not be taken seriously. Never base your real-life knowledge on fiction. Sometimes they get things right, but for the most part, it's all just for fun. And finally, I want you all to bask in this stupidity. Check out this revelation.
People care more about titties and ass in video games than a literal genocide in Palestine.
Yes, they do. Sorry, I don't know why you're concerned about an issue that is clearly too complex to have any forms of discussion around, while tits and asses in video games are a universally agreed upon concept. Or at least it should be. And that's all for the video today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more. Don't forget to check out my ABB Show channel, link down below. Go subscribe as always. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.